Hello everyone, welcome you all. In the last lecture, we have derived multiple and partial correlation coefficient of multinomial probability distribution. Now, we are going to study examples based on multinomial probability distribution. And also, we will study how to calculate probabilities of multinomial probability distribution by using the information which we have provided. Let us see some example based on multinomial probability distribution. So first example is among the residents of a city, 40% own their homes, 45% occupy rented residence on a semi-permanent basis, and 15% occupy transient quarters. What is the probability that in a sample of size 500 sampled independently with replacement, exactly 250 own their homes and exactly 200 stay in rented residence on a semi-permanent basis. That is, we have three categories: x1, x2, x3. x1, the people who own their homes; x2, the people who occupy rented residence; and x3 is occupy transient quarters. And we have given probability of these three types, that is, the people who occupy own homes are 40%. We have given 40% own their homes. And the people who occupy rented residence are 45%. And the people who occupy transient quarters are 15%. And what is the sample size? It is 500. In a sample of size 500, so small n is 500. And what we have to calculate? We have to calculate probability of sample contains exactly 250 own their homes. So what is the value of x1, which is 250, and exactly 200 stay in rented residence. What is the value of x2? 200. We have to calculate this probability by using the above information. So simply we have to calculate, that is, probability of x1 is equal to 250, x2 is equal to 200. We know that PMF of multinomial distribution is n factorial divided by x1 factorial, x2 factorial, x3 factorial into p1 raised to x1, p2 raised to x2 and p3 raised to x3. Now vector x contains three variables x1, x2, x3. It follows multinomial distribution obviously with parameter n, p1, p2, p3. But we know that multinomial distribution possesses some properties, that is x1 plus x2 plus x3 is equal to what? N. So what is the value of x1? 250, x2 is 200 and n is equal to 500. So obviously x3 is what? 50. So we can calculate this probability, that is probability of x1 is equal to 250, x2 is equal to 200 and x3 is equal to 50, which is nothing but 500 factorial divided by 250 factorial into 200 factorial into 50 factorial, and put values of p1, p2, p3 and x1, x2, x3. So this is the formulation of the above problem. Now second example is a bag contains 3 white, 2 black and 4 red balls. 4 balls are drawn at random with replacement. Find the probability that the sample contains exactly 1 white ball given that it contains exactly 1 red ball. That is, we have to calculate conditional probability, that because the sample contains exactly 1 white ball given, it means we have given one condition. What is it? It contains exactly 1 red ball. Again we have given three categories, which is x1, that is white balls, x2, that is black balls, and x3, that is red balls. And what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the sample contains exactly 1 white ball. So white ball is what? Which is denoted by x1. And how many white balls we have needed? 1 white ball. So probability of x1 is equal to 1. Given, that is given, it contains exactly 1 red ball. And red ball is denoted by x3. And what is the condition? It contains exactly 1 red ball. So we have to find out conditional probability of x1 is equal to 1 given x3 is equal to 1. We know that conditional distribution of xi, xj, it follows binomial distribution with n minus xj, pi upon 1 minus pj. So x1 is equal to 1 given xj is equal to 1 follows binomial distribution with n minus xj, comma p1 upon 1 minus pj. What is the sample size? We have given 4 balls are drawn at random, that is sample size is what? 4. And P1, that is probability of white ball, P2 is probability of black ball, and P3 is equal to probability of red ball. We have to calculate first P1, P2, P3. So P1 is what? Probability of white ball. How many white balls we have? We have 3 white balls. Among of 3 plus 2 plus 4, that is 5 plus 4, 9. So probability of white ball is 3 divided by 9. Probability of black ball is 2 divided by 9, and probability of red ball is 4 divided by 9. So probability of x1 is equal to 1 given x3 is equal to 1. It follows binomial distribution with n minus xj. So what is the value of n, which is 4, minus xj. Xj means given value. What is the given value of x3, which is 1, that is 4 minus 1, divided by P1, that is probability of x1. What is P1, which is 3 by 9, and 1 minus Pj, that is 1 minus what is the probability of given value, that is x3, which is 4 by 9. So after solving this, we get probability of x1 is equal to 1 given x3 is equal to 1. It follows binomial distribution with parameter 3, 3 by 5. So now we can calculate the probability by using the binomial distribution, and which is ncx p raised to x q raised to n minus x. That is, what is the value of n? Now 3c1. What is the value of p now? 3 by 5, and q is 1 minus 3 by 5 is 2 by 5. And after solving this, we get conditional probability of x1 is equal to 1, given x3 is equal to 1 is equal to 0.288. Let us see third example. That is, if vector x follows x1, x2, x3 follows multinomial distribution with parameter. The values are given. N is equal to 6, P1 is 1 by 3, P2 is 1 by 3, and P3 is also 1 by 3. Find these values, that is probability of x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 2, x3 is equal to 2. Second is probability of x1 plus x2 is equal to 3. Third is probability of x1 is equal to 2 given x3 is equal to 2. Fourth is dispersion matrix of x and its rank. And fifth one is correlation matrix of x. So solution is, we know that vector x follows multinomial distribution with n, p1, p2, p3. And PMF of multinomial distribution is given by n factorial divided by x1 factorial into x2 factorial into x3 factorial into p1 raised to x1, p2 raised to x2, and p3 raised to x3. So first we have to calculate is probability of x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 2, and x3 is equal to 2. And what is the value of n, which is 6? What is the value of p1, p2, p3, which is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, and 1 by 3. So n factorial is 6 factorial. x1, x2, x3 are 2, 2, 2. So it is 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 2 factorial into 1 by 3 square into 1 by 3 square into 1 by 3 square. After solving this, we get probability of x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to 2, and x3 is equal to 2 is 0.12345. Now second one is probability of x1 plus x2 is equal to 3. We know that xi plus xj follows binomial distribution with n pi plus pj. So x1 plus x2 is denoted by capital Y. It follows binomial distribution with parameter n, p1 plus p2. So it follows binomial distribution with n is equal to 6 and p1 plus p2, that is 1 by 3, 1 by 3, that is 2 by 3. So we have to calculate x1 plus x2, that is y. So y is equal to 3. Now y follows binomial distribution with parameter 6, 2 by 3. So this is ncx p raised to x q raised to n minus x. Now what is the value of n? Now it is 6. So 6 c3, because x1 plus x2 is y and y is equal to what? 3. P is what? 2 by 3. So 2 by 3 cube into q is 1 minus 2 by 3, that is 1 by 3 raised to 3. So after solving this, we get probability of x1 plus x2 is equal to 3 is equal to 0.21947. Now third one is probability of x1 is equal to 2 given x3 is equal to 2. Again the conditional probability. We know that conditional distribution of xi given xj follows binomial distribution with n minus xj pi upon 1 minus pj. So what is the value of x1? It is x1 is equal to 2, and what is the value of xj? That is x3 is equal to 2. So it follows binomial distribution with 6 minus that, because n is what? 6. So 6 minus xj, that is given, what is the value of x3, which is 2, comma p1 upon 1 minus p3. So 6 minus 2 is 4, p1 is 1 by 3, and 1 minus 1 by 3 is 2 by 3. So it follows binomial distribution with parameter 4 comma 1 half. And PMF of binomial distribution is NCX, P raised to x, Q raised to n minus x. So put these values. Now n is what? 4, C2, because we have to calculate probability of x1 is equal to 2 given x3 is equal to 2. So what is the value of x1, which is 2, that is 4 C2, P is 1 by 2 raised to 2, and again 1 by 2 raised to 2. So we get value of 0.375. Now dispersion matrix. Now dispersion matrix means variance-covariance matrix, which is denoted by summation sign. And what is variance-covariance matrix? Diagonal entries are variances of xi, xj, and off diagonal entries are covariance between xi, xj. So we can write first element is first row, first column, that is variance of x1. This is covariance of x1, x2, and so on. We know that summation, that is correlation matrix, variance covariance matrix is symmetric, that is sigma ij is equal to sigma ji. That is value of sigma 1 2 and value of sigma 2 1 both are same. Variance of xi is denoted by sigma I square, and which are n pi qi, and covariance of xi xj, which is denoted by sigma ij, which is nothing but minus n pi pj. Now we have given n is equal to 6, pi, all pi's are 1 by 3, and all qi's are obviously 2 by 3. So after putting these values in this matrix, we get dispersion matrix. That is, we can denote it by sigma 1 square is np1 q1, this is minus np1 p2, and so on. So after solving np1 q1, we get 4 by 3, this is minus 2 by 3, and this is minus 2 by 3. This is symmetric matrix, because so minus 2 by 3, that is covariance between x1 and x2, and covariance between x2 x1 both are same. So here is also minus 2 by 3. And rank, that is number of independent rows. So this is 3 by 3 matrix. So number of independent rows are only k minus 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So rank of this matrix is what? 2. Similarly, we can calculate correlation matrix, which we have derived in the last video, and which is denoted by like this way, that is 1 minus square root of p1 p2 divided by q1 q2. You know that values of p1 p2 q1 q2, after putting these values in these formulas, we get correlation matrix, and which is 1 minus 1 half minus 1 half. This is also symmetric matrix. So Rij is equal to what? Rji. So we can calculate correlation matrix like this way. Let us see next example, which is quite different from the rest of examples. Let us see 6 independent observations are taken from continuous random variable x having PDF. F of x, we have given PDF of x, which is f of x is equal to 2x, and what is the range of x? It lies from 0 to 1, and it is 0 otherwise. Suppose the range of x, the interval, what is the range of x? 0 to 1, is divided into 4 equal parts. Suppose this range is divided into 4 equal parts. Give 4 equal points. Find the probability that exactly 3 observations will be from leftmost, 2 from the next part, 1 from the third part, and no observation from the rightmost part. That is, simply we have to divide it this range 0 to 1 into 4 equal parts or points, and we have to find the probability that exactly 3 observations will be from the leftmost part. We needed 3 observations from leftmost part, 2 observations from next part, 1 observation from third part, and no observation from rightmost part or the last part. So first solution. So first we divide the range 0 to 1 into 4 parts. So what are these 4 parts? So first part is of course 0 to 1 by 4. Next part is 1 by 4 to 1 half. Next one part is 1 half to 3 by 4, and last part is 3 by 4 to 1. And xi are what? That is x1, x2, x3, x4 are what? Number of observation in the first, second, third and fourth part. So probability, that is we have to simply calculate it, probability of how many observations we required from the first part, 3 observation. That is probability of x1 is equal to 3. How many observations we required from the next part? That is 2. So probability of x1 is equal to 3, probability of x2 is equal to 2. 1 observation from third part, that is probability of x3 is equal to 1, and no observation from the rightmost part or the last part, that is x4 is equal to 0. To solve this equation, we needed probabilities, that is P1, P2, P3 and P4. So first we will calculate probabilities P1, P2, P3 and P4. So what is P1? That is probability that observations from the first part. Okay, and what is the range of first part, which is 0 to 1 by 4. So we can calculate this probability by taking integration, that is 0 to 1 by 4, and what is the f of x? We have given PDF of x, which is 2x. So probability, that is observation from the first part, and first part is lies between 0 to 1 by 4. So it is integration of 0 to 1 by 4 f of x dx. So 0 to 1 by 4 2x dx. Solve this equation, we get probability P1, which is 1 by 16. Similarly, we can calculate P2, that is P2 is observations, probability that observations from the second part, and range of second part is 1 by 4 to 1 half. So we can take integration 1 by 4 to 1 half 2x dx. So 2x square divided by 2 and these 2 get cancelled. So x square 1 by 4 to 1 half. After solving this, we get P2 is equal to 3 by 16. Similarly, P3 is probability that observation is from third part, and range of third part is 1 half to 3 by 4. Again take integration, we get P3 is equal to 5 by 16. And similarly, P4, that is observations belonging to the last part, that is fourth part, and range of fourth part is 3 by 4 to 1. After taking integration, we get P4 is equal to 7 by 16. Clearly we know that P1 plus P2 plus P3 is equal to 1. Now we can calculate the required probability, which is x1 is equal to 3, x2 is equal to 2, x3 is equal to 1, and no observation from the last part, that is x4 is equal to 0. So put this value in the regular PMF of multinomial distribution and we get probability is like 0.001609. So in multinomial distribution, we have studied different concepts, different formulas, theorems, and lastly we take a look of some examples based on multinomial probability distribution. In the next video, we will going to start our third chapter, that is truncated binomial distribution and truncated Poisson distribution. Okay, thank you.